Fusion Input, Manual Input Weekly Calculation Method. There are three options in the Manual Input Weekly Calculation Method that can be recorded in combination with each other. It should be noted there are only two options in this calculation method for CCSSL units, or units on a monthly date pattern. Manual Input Weekly Options. Select the business unit. Select the budget account. On the right panel, in the Input Calculation section, select the Manual Input Weekly Calculation Method. Option 1. Setting the weekly fixed amount. This is the option not available to units on the monthly date pattern or CCSSL units. Input a fixed weekly amount in the Weekly Fixed Amount field. Click on the Set button. Every week field is updated to your fixed weekly amount. Option 2. Manually changing any week amount. Input any amounts into any week field of any period. After setting the weekly fixed amount, you can input any amount in any week as you please. Examples would be colleges and universities that are closed in periods 9, 10, and 11, or K-12 schools that are closed in periods 10 and 11. You can zero out each week in their respective closed periods. Option 3. Inputting a new budget or new forecast period amount. This option uses the unit's operating day schedule to allocate the fixed period amounts into weekly amounts. An example where this option would be used, the school's example under option 2, rather than zero out each week, you could set the fixed period amount to 0. Input any fixed amount into the new budget or new forecast column. The amounts will be spread across the weeks in the input period, based on the operating day schedule. As mentioned before, any combination of these three options can be used when inputting a single account. The calculated budget column. All calculation methods, except the manual input periods method, use the right panel of the calculation section. The calculated budget column is the amount calculated by the manual input weekly method. If the calculated budget column does not equal the new budget or new forecast column amounts, an arrow pointing to the new budget or forecast column will appear. Clicking on the arrow will move the calculated budget to the new budget or forecast column. This situation arises when the weekly fixed amount is dollars and cents. The weekly allocation based on operating day schedule has decimal places. The new budget or forecast column amounts are dollar amounts. The calculated amounts are decimal amounts, rounded to the nearest dollar. Impact on Fusion, weekly reporting. In the Fusion Forecast module, the manual input weekly forecast amounts will be recorded directly to the forecast weeks in Fusion Weekly Reporting.